DLAZZERS, welcome back to our YouTube channel, Yours in Wine. We are the four lady girls of Wine-ish, Tumelo, Ubakeng, Palisa, and Bushe. And we are back with another episode for you.
To all our new DLAZZERS, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you like it here. And to our old and faithfuls, maybe not so old, shame guys, but to our faithful, loyal DLAZZERS, thanks also for tuning in. To everyone, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share far and wide. Please, peeps.
So what we're doing today is a very long overdue video. And we will be talking about some black-owned South African wines. We'll be taking you through a few that we've tried before, some newbies, and just everything you need to know about where to find black-owned wines. So hope you enjoyed this topic. There'll be a little chit-chat in between, lots to talk about when it comes to black-owned wines, and just the space at large. So hope you enjoyed this episode.
So we of course could not get every single black-owned wine for today. So I'm sure we'll have a part 2 or part 3 or 4. But today we have 7 wines. We'll be starting with Tembela, then moving on to Mosi, Kumusha, Zarian, Black Elephant Vintners, Aslina, and Epicurean.
You name it! You name it! Okay, and without any further ado, Tembela wine! First things first, we're starting off with Tembela Wines. And this label is owned by Banele Vagele, who is an ex-Cape Winemakers Guild protege. This label is named after his mother. Really stunning label, love it so much, and what a beautiful kind of ode and to pay homage to your mom in that way. It's actually an unusual white grape. It is a Verdelho. I think it's a wine of a variety of Spanish origin. And typically it's like very fresh, like zesty kind of things going on, and I think you for sure get that expression in here. And I got this wine at Voisin Breaded Wine at 44 Stanley. When he launched the label, he launched it with this Verdelho, it's a 2020 vintage, and Syrah as well, and that is also a 2020 vintage. Really not available so much in Johannesburg, but our wine cellar has 15 bottles left. So fight to the finish, Hunger Games, let's go. This was priced at 285 rand. I mean, guys, okay, it's not a cheap wine, but the quality of it is amazing, firstly. And also, category as black owned, just supports black. So,
and it's small batch. It's great. It's like up and coming winemaker, like a former protege, like not a small guy.
Not a small guy.
Also to just tell you guys a story about this guy, because we're really fond of him, and he was, I think, to be fair, the first like black winemaker person that we ever met. It was just amazing. I think that was like eye-opening, like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on like on the ground. Like there are up and coming people who are of color, who are trailblazing in the industry.
What I really liked about it actually is, and I always make this example, I'm showing every video, how like your life experience is completely different to, let's say, the typical, old white man winemaker who can taste all these or smell all these beautiful things in a wine, and for him it smells something completely different because of where he's from. So how he made the example of someone can say it smells zesty or fruity or whatever, and for him it smells like hay because that's what he's used to in his home environment. So that was a little bit eye-opening for me to kind of not be so shy about what it is that you're picking up in a wine, and your experience is your own.
This is stunning. This is stunning.
Like, this is the body I've been looking for.
Yeah.
Anyway, Banele, you've done a fantastic job. Shout out.
Okay guys, on to the next one.
So on to number 2. So this time we have Mossy Wines Tinashe Chenin Blanc. It's a 2020 vintage. It's named after his son, which I think is so cool. I wish I had my own name on a bottle. What's so special about this Chenin, I think for all of us, is that, well, not only just our relationship with Joseph and just meeting him and chatting to him and you know, getting to know him a little bit more, but we recently had a wines day with Mossy Wines where we tasted Joseph's range. What we really like about the Chenin is just that it's got this really great balance of like oakiness but still fresh. So it's like a tinge of wood, like to give it that flavor, or rather enhance the flavor that it already has. It's absolutely stunning. It's easy drinking, but it's got a great aging potential as well. You can age it for even 5 years or a little bit more actually. The way it's so toasty, but also quite light.
Yeah, I think it fixes what sometimes is missing in a Chenin. Like Chenins can just be like so light and like almost watery, where they lack like substance and flavor, you know, like complexity. And I think the wood just adds that little bit of complexity you need to just.
I think also like I find Joseph so fascinating. Like I love like experiencing him. He's a very interesting human. And I think lots to say about his position in the wine industry. He is a top sommelier, and just commitment to excellence all around. So something I'll never forget is him saying, I don't make entry-level wines, because something that people like to do is to, like, if you're like a black brand or if you're new, you're automatically entry-level. And I was like, I don't have an entry-level wine, I just make good wine.
The first time we met him actually was during the pandemic, and it was virtually, where he sent us wines, and him and I did a tasting through with him, and we even tasted his gin. So he has 2 Chenin Blancs, 2 Syrahs, and he's just also launched a Bordeaux blend. And he has a gin as well, which is amazing.
Something nice to know too about Joseph, and I don't know who else was on the team, but basically he at some point was a part of the team. Won the best, was it like
it was a
team competition, like best tasting team.
Like it was a blind tasting, world championship,
world champion
blind tasting competition, and like they started on
the South African team, and then they built a Zimbabwe team for the first time that competed in the competition, that then went on to win. There's actually a documentary. Not sure where you can find it, because I'd like to find it too.
It's called Blind Ambition. Isn't Admire a part of that team?
Yes. Admire is one of the sommeliers at the Malinois Franschhoek tasting group, so Malinois and Lou.
Great squad. Huge shout out to the Mossy team at large. They also just do amazing work in general.
So you can get Mossy Wines at Dry Dock Liquors in Parkhurst. It goes for 270 Rand.
Okay, y'all. On to the next one.
Okay, let me just finish.
We are on to wine number 3, and we are on to Kumusha, and today we are tasting the Flame Lily. Kumusha Wines is owned by Tinashe Nyamudoka, a Zimbabwean, national by origin, and he obviously now resides in South Africa. And basically, what Kumusha means is your roots, or like your home, your origin in Shona. Basically, this also relates to the philosophy with which he makes his wines at Kumusha, that they represent the grapes, and the wine represents the grapes and the soil and its origin really well. So he aims to showcase the origin of the grape itself really well in the glass. He has a whole range of other wines. I think he has about 7 other wines. He's always launching a new wine.
We just saw Rosé now. Don't keep up with him.
Let me tell you something. Hey! So Tinashe, he's a wonderful gentleman actually, and he had come over to deliver wines, and that was the first time we met him. So it was actually a great introduction. We got to speak to him about his wines. And just an unexpected interaction. So it was a great interaction, and I think it was nice for us, for him to come over, personally deliver the wine, And we thought we'd like just end it at like the garage kind of thing, and that's how it kind of works. Like they just sort of like, here's your wine. But he came in, we had such a lovely conversation, very brief, and also much like Wanele, just also gave us some very wise words of wisdom about how to move in this industry, and I think that's something that stuck with us.
So what's everyone thinking about this one?
It started off a little confusing for me, but I think I'm coming to enjoy it. Like it's going down. Yeah, I'm settling into it really well.
I do think it's maybe a wine that needs some aeration at the moment.
A decant even.
A decant even, yeah. And it does have...
It's serious.
Because the notes are now, I can taste the actual notes. Because in the beginning I was like, oh my god, I don't know what this is. But now it's like, I can taste a little bit of apple. I'm tasting that apple, like, what is that? Peach.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting that peach. Like I was looking for that sweetness, that fruitiness, and now it's like coming
it's
through
really
beautifully.
desserty. I would actually pair this with a strawberry and cream kind of dessert, or like a canned egg peach, but there needs to be cream somewhere. I think it's just like it's giving me that level of decadence. It's serious, it's complex, and it's extremely bold.
It's like you know, sometimes when you describe something as like milky, like it almost has that effect on me.
If you don't know what a Rosanne is, or you don't know what a Colomba is, or even a Semillon, or even a Chenin, I don't know how else to put this, but he's doing so well at representing each of these varieties in this bottle. Like
I also liked the kind of unusual whites sort of aspect to it, because you really get to challenge your palate.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Obviously, Semillon for me is the most familiar outside of Chenin here. I don't think Chenin shines as much.
Sure.
So obviously, my first thought is like very semi, like I can taste that, but then there's that sweetness. Thanks Tinashe for the teachings.
Beautiful offering.
And
Okay guys, we're now moving on to wine number 4. On to the next.
Okay, so we are on to our one and only rosé for the day. This is a Grenache from Zarion by SV Wines, and this is new to us. So this is something that we're really excited to be tasting today, and more specifically for the story behind it. Really, really cool, and just like there's a lot of resonance and just alignment. So this brand is owned by a woman entrepreneur in the wine industry. She does a lot of different things in the wine industry, but most notably she owns this brand. Like, have you ever? And I think what really, really sticks out for us is her story feels familiar. She is just a wine lover. Well, started off as just a wine lover, let's put it that way. And she just loved wine and the industry so much that she thought, how can I get a little bit more involved? What can I do? How can I further my skills in the space? So she did. So now she has a wine with the sole purpose of attracting new audiences or new drinkers and converting them to drinking wine. If we can one day be like Usandile Maseko and actually transfer the love that we have into a beautiful bottle, I think we'll all feel that we've made it. So really
100%.
inspirational, really inspirational. Yeah, let's taste. Oh guys, strawberry and cream, what? I'm liking my point of entry, okay? I'm enjoying what's happening.
loving the nose. I also like that I can understand that this is a Grenache Noir. Grenache Noir is perfume. And I'm getting like remnants of that perfume on the nose. So that's what's making me feel like cool, makes sense.
I love the nose. I think it's really like nice. Like it's pretty.
Pretty.
Yeah. It's very like delicious, fragranty. More of like a spring summer fragrance, not like a winter hard like wood. It's very like fresher vibes. So I love that.
Out of the box.
Yeah, out of the box, so fresh. And in the mouth, it's very like to the point, but like not too lingering to the point. It's like get the flavor gone. So it's very like sip, 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 sip. It makes you just want to keep sipping.
But you know what? It's savory for me.
Oh,
I'm
same. That's what I was
getting
gonna
almost
say.
cheese, like a hard cheese kind of taste.
I quite like that it kind of mimics a very dry rosé, but actually isn't dry, it's smooth, but doesn't have that fruity, sweet sort of flavor.
Sandile Maseko ma'am, You're amazing. You've done a great job here, and we definitely need to talk. So,
cheers to you.
Cheers.
And on that note, we are moving on to wine number 5. Okay, y'all, so we are on to wine number 5, and we are in the red.
And
it's
still
getting
standing.
warmer. Our wine number 5 today is the Black Elephant Vintners. The specific name of this specific bottle is 3 men in a tub with a rubber duck. Okay, I mean everything hella unique. And this specific bottle with that really long name is a blend, a red blend, made up of Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Ruby Cabernet, Pinotage, Shiraz, Pinot Noir. Personally, I haven't had anything except their bubble, which is quite superb. And this specific company, which we usually just refer to as Bev, is actually owned by 3 guys. But the black guy in this is Raymond Ndlovu. Hence the black elephant. He's the black and the elephant. What you guys feeling? What you drinking? What it's saying?
Perfume. When you smell.
It's a lot lighter than I was expecting.
Yeah.
But yes, definitely a lot that. I think it's that Pinot, eh?
Yeah, I think the Pinot is really kind of, like the light grapes are showing themselves. But I'm very curious about it. What's a Ruby Cabernet, guys?
I would also like to know that so often when you encounter a blend, the expectation can sometimes be that we need to be deep and heavy and dark and bold and heavy and whoa. Do you know what I mean?
With this lineup, Merlot.
Absolutely.
And
so like as soon as I hear cab, as soon as I hear cab, my mind goes completely to like a Bordeaux. And to have a cab and then a Shiraz as well in a blend like this. And have it be so light, genuinely even in color, is like I'm really surprised.
The point of lightness all around, I can't get over that. I'm feeling tannins are present, and I'm sure that's owing to the heavy hitters that are involved here. But overall, it's still very easy drinking, actually, for me.
It's very juicy for me.
Absolutely. Very juicy.
Juicy.
Absolutely.
And like
berry.
Cherry, like imagine like biting into a cherry in like December.
Guys, if this was in a blind tasting, I'd not be okay because it
Oh,
doesn't taste like it has 5
Yeah.
grapes, for example.
6.
And then even the color, like if I swirl like this, the color is so not, it's not giving Shiraz. It's not giving.
In terms of brand, I think this is the first time we're drinking a non-bubbly from Bev. I think together at least. Together at least. And very impressed and very happy with their work. The bubbly is very well known, very well loved rather. People who know. They are very true to themselves. I think in the beginning stages when we discovered them, we felt a connection with them in that sense. It's no frills, but it's artistry and it's beautiful work, especially that MCC. But this too, this is telling you, we're just having fun, we're not like stuffy and annoying, but we're gonna make a beautiful product. And that's one thing that Bev is gonna do. So, love that.
What we resonate with.
And what we resonate with, yeah.
Well, where you can find this in Johannesburg is at Dry Dock, and it retails for 104 Rand, guys.
So we're on to the next wine, and this is Acelino Wines by Mtsigibela. This particular wine is called Umsasane, and it's a 2017 vintage. And it is, again, it is a red blend, but this time it's a Bordeaux style red blend. It's got Cabernet Sauvignon in it, Cabernet Franc, and Petit Verdot. Look, Mtsigi is, honestly, I think, when we look to black women in the industry, or generally just black women in the black people in the industry, she's our personal icon. She's such a trailblazer, and I think she's well beyond trying to capture the attention of South Africans. She's a global brand. She be winning awards every single day. Okay, and she makes a fantastic wine. Her commitment to wine is absolutely amazing. Her Chardonnay as well is so amazing. This is someone also that we've never met, but we've only interacted with online. But even then, our interactions have been extremely meaningful. And it's nice that she sees us as much as we see her.
As we see her.
Nziki is the first black woman winemaker in the country.
Bramanda is a connoisseur, collector, bringer to the people, enthusiast. Like, he is a cool wine guy. Like, he is a wine guy to know. If you're from Soweto, you probably do know Bramanda. He owns the cool spot called
Eyetu Lifestyle Center.
Absolutely. I mean, it's iconic in Soweto. It's a landmark, pretty much. He literally gifted us this bottle, actually. So shout out to him. He said, you girls need to have this. But it is available at Dry Dock.
Yes.
Okay. So,
And they stock like the full Nziki range.
I mean, what are you guys tasting? What are you feeling?
I mean, it's definitely a big body Benz, full bodied red. Which you can imagine from a Bordeaux style blend. So love that.
Still fruity, right? There's quite a bit of fruit coming through.
I think what's a bit like ironic or funny about what's happening with this bottle, more especially, the first time we had it was a rainy day in Johannesburg in the summer/spring, and today again is a rainy, gloomy day in Johannesburg/spring, and we're having this bottle, but it works so well on a day like this.
For me, a Bordeaux blend or Bordeaux style blend is not a Bordeaux style blend without grippy tannins, especially if it's Cab Sav leading, which this one is. And for sure, I'm getting those grippy tannins. But still, the juice of it is, I mean, it's happening.
What I love about this brand and the experience of this wine is that it's undoubtedly a world-class brand or world-class wine, you know. So shout outs, Nziki.
And we use the word iconic sometimes, but today is definitely, but like this is iconic.
Anywho, we're moving on to our very last wine now. I'm so sad this is coming to an end, guys.
Yeah, same.
So our last bottle for tonight is a brand that we are very proud to say we're familiar with, which is Epicurean Wines. This is a Bordeaux blend, 2013 vintage to be specific. This brand is owned by 3 proprietors, which essentially means that they own the brand, don't make the wine. And so the 3 guys who make the wine, the 3 guys, are former Premier Mbazi Mashiloa, Mr. Moss Ngwasheng, and Mr. Mutle Mukhase. So a really just formidable trio, and in many ways they speak to something that we feel is a fundamental about our brand as well, which is their brand is based on friendship, first and foremost, and then followed by this, I mean, unrelenting commitment to excellence, and then just pure pleasure and beauty. So yeah, they've got an incredible brand, and if you know, you know. The first fun fact about this brand is that they only make Bordeaux blends or Bordeaux style reds and Chardonnays. That's it. And what's actually hilarious is that they think everything else is absolute nonsense. So this is the only thing they're willing to commit to, and they're so passionate about these grapes, and it shows. Time and time again, it's just exceptional.
They're so particular. They actually remind me so much of ourselves. If we were ever going to go on a winemaking adventure, for sure, I think for sure we'd make a Bordeaux style blend. And I also think for sure we'd make a Chardonnay. That's where we'd meet kind of common ground.
Let the record reflect.
But they're also just they embody the word Epicurean. When I say people who are what they say they are, is those men. And I mean in every aspect of their lives. Like, I get little money, me unenjoy.
What say you about the wine?
The brown is happening though.
Yeah, the age is showing itself
so much. Yeah, the age. I think the first thing that leaps out at me on the palate is blackcurrant, which I'm loving. Everything is very dark fruit. you know, like super sexy.
Perfume nose, but quite savory on the palate, and I think that's due to age. That's what I like. Have a meal with this one.
Yeah.
Like, it's worth having a meal with this one. I mean, there's no wine where you say like you can't drink on its own or anything like that, but I think this is definitely worth having like a special, or maybe an occasion, or any kind of dinner with that. It gives dinner for me.
Do you think it's important to note that they won't release a wine just because it's 2021? They'll definitely hold back, and they'll release the wine when they know it's ready to be released. So in that way, it's really special.
Yeah.
Pricey,
and I mean, you shouldn't be surprised, I think, by how we've sort of introduced the wine to you. But the wines start at 500 Rand, and then it escalates. Okay. So it really is a wine for an occasion. But also, I think, beautiful for gifting. Please remember this, bookmark this. I think it's an exceptional gift. Something that someone can keep for a very long time and treasure.
What a beautiful and high note to end that tasting off on. Yeah, I think that was a really beautiful journey through some superbly made, but most importantly, black owned and made wines.
And as you guys know, as we said at the beginning of this episode, this is obviously not an extensive list of black owned wines. There's more.
We hope to profile a lot more of these brands that we actually drink and actually stock, and share it with you guys as well for you to also enjoy and get into.
If you are a black winemaker and you haven't enjoyed this, let us know like how we can put you on, how we can get a hold of you, how we can, you know, the easier the access, the more we'll just be on it.
Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, DLAZZERS, and share. And if you've tried any black owned wines, please comment down below and let us know, or any wines you're interested in, and we'll comment and, you know, let you know where to find. I mean, you should have been concentrating this video, but we'll still comment and let you know where you can find them. So thank you so much.
Salam wine, DLAZZERS.